And suddenly, to my surprise, he did the monster bash.
Alright, if you're watching this video, thank you for checking out the meet recap of the Jack-O-Lantern Strongman Challenge, and for checking in on my off-season plans going into this winter. I learned a lot from this past competition. This was really my second actual competition. I did a small event prior, but really it was more of a mock meet. But really, in the 2.5 to 3 months that I have been really training for Strongman, this was my second competition, and I ended up taking third, which I was bummed about at first. I definitely underperformed. However, whenever you look at it analytically, to really have only been in the sport for less than 3 months, it's pretty darn good. I got a first and a third place under my belt, and I got beat out by two really good competitors. I'm 22. I'll be 23 here, actually in a couple days. And the guys that beat me I think they were both 28 and 29 or something like that. They were closer to 30 than me. They've been competing in the sport for a while, you know, and I got to get more experience under my belt. There was a lot of medleys in the contest, which hurt me. And if you don't know what a medley is, it just said that is a multitude of I guess it's an event with moving parts. So a carry medley, you carry your frame down, and then you pick up a farmer's handles, and you carry that, and then you pick up a Husafel. There was a press medley where you pick up an axle and you press it, and you press a log, and you press a circus dumbbell. So what I learned is that events with moving parts and moving around and things where I have to think and I don't just have to do, I'm not great at right now. You know, I think that's a lot of that is just learning the motor patterns, and I need time and I need practice on the implements, which is fine. I'm happy about it being technical errors that I need to work on and reps that I need to work on, because technical errors and reps that's about the simplest thing you can do. You know, to say, all right, you are about 100 pounds too weak, or you are missing this. You're just not man enough, and it's going to take you a really long time to be man enough. Well, that hurts a little bit. You know, it's harder to put on the size and the strength, I think, than it is to learn how to do things. And I mean, I guess that varies from person to person. But I'm happy that it was technical errors and not just me being a little girl. So I got that going for me. But basically, going into this off season, based off of what I saw and how I experienced the meet, I do need to put some size on. I was one of the lighter competitors, I think, in my class, because I mean I was weighing in at about 225, I think, the day of the meet. And just so you know, the classes in the meet we weren't doing weight classes. It was kind of like a pick your own flight system. So I hopped into flight D, which was the second heaviest. There was flight E, which was the heaviest. So, like, for perspective, we had to carry a 500-pound frame, 245-pound Husafel stone, 250-pound farmer's handles, 495-pound deadlift for reps, things like that. And not only was there a lot of moving parts, but it was also it was a heavy show. It was heavy, and there was a lot of moving around. I am still pretty worn out from the contest, but yeah, just going into the off-season plans, I've decided I got to put on muscle mass. I don't necessarily, and I've talked before about not getting fat for sports, and that's whether you're a high school football player or a track and field athlete or whatever. I don't really believe on putting on that fat unless you're on the big stage and you're gonna make some money, and it's all right. We're gonna pig out on pizzas every night, and we're gonna make a big paycheck, or we're not gonna make any. I'm not gonna make a paycheck from this, at least not yet. So my goal is to be as strong as humanly possible, as powerful as humanly possible, but still look good naked. That's pretty much my plan and my thought process. So based on that, I got to put some size on over the winter. I got to eat a lot more. I mean, I actually leaned up going into this contest, which was not good. You know, mean, it's good and it's bad. You know, it's good for the physique, but it's not good for necessarily for putting up the best numbers. So over the winter, I just got to do some hypertrophy stuff. Half of my week is going to be more bodybuilding training. Just really just trying to, you know, like I said, build some size. And the second half of the week is going to be more of my max effort days, where I'm just trying to move as much weight as possible. So we're going to try to have a good balance going into the winter of hypertrophy, high reps, high volume type stuff, and then very low volume, very heavy weights. And you know, I'm probably going to try this for about a month and a half, see where I'm at, and then if we got to make adjustments and change the game plan up a little bit, then we will. And that's really what training is all about. You have to set a goal and say, what am I training for? Because if you don't have a goal, like Arnold said, you could have the best ship and the best crew, but if you don't have a place where you're sailing to, you'll just wander around the ocean forever. So you got to have your goal. You got to know where you want to go, and then once you're going after that goal for a little bit, you got to evaluate what you're doing and say, okay, maybe I got to do this, maybe I got to do that. You know, maybe we got to switch something up a little bit because we're not quite going in the direction that we want. But that's my plan. Thank you everybody that supports me and everyone that helps me out. You know, it's strongman's a tough sport, and you know, really all strength sports are tough sports. And the more help and the more assistance you get, the more support you get, makes it a lot easier. So, thanks for your support. Thanks for watching this video. Go out, pick up some heavy stuff, put it down today. Tell your special people that you love them, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.
Laboratory in the castle east, to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abode.